That's what she says every morning.
Every morning, taking along.
Hi!
Hey everyone.
It's Tuesday, September
Something.
29th.
29th.
September 29th, Tuesday, September 29th. Thanks for joining us here on the Knockem Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club, right here on the legendary Governor's Comedy Club Radio. GovsRadio.com is the website. Gov's Comedy Club Radio is the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. And if you don't want to watch us on your computer or your phone or your device, you can run over to your TV. Well, you don't have to run over to your TV. You just run over to your remote. Turn on your TV, just like that. Turn on your TV if you have a smart TV, if you have an Apple TV, a Roku, a Fire Stick, or any of those smart things. You can download an app called Boxcast. And you'll find all of the great Govs radio shows right there on Boxcast. You'll find us, you'll find, Tuesday, you'll find No Rhyme, No Reason, you'll find Domestic Disturbance, and all the great shows here at GovsRadio.com, right there on your TV, as our friends, our very good friends, Doctors Ken Pichelle and Dr. Don Sill say, we on TV, y'all!
Captain Jack's watching.
Captain Jack's watching. Thanks for hanging out with us today, everybody. Let me do the ads as fast as I can.
Everything's in order today.
Oh, boy.
I'm so happy.
The Knockem Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by Roslyn Social, 1363 Old Nolan Boulevard. Open for takeout, curbside pickup delivery, and on your favorite food service apps. Their famous cocktails and desserts are available to go as well. Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. Please check out their to-go curbside menu. Open for takeout, curbside pickup delivery, the rooftop lounge, and they're on your favorite food service apps. 516-801-4963 and ask for Nick. 516-801-4963. Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge.
Food is so good.
Fantastic. Speaking of great food, the Knockem Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Bella Vista Pizza.
Bella Vista Pizza.
The best pizza ever. 154 Minetto Hill Road in Plainview. 154 Minetto Hill Road in Plainview. 516-433-4464. Located in Plainview. They're just maybe 5 minutes south of the Long Island Expressway. And Plainview, where they are, is pretty much right smack in the middle of Long Island. So it's a perfect location. It's worth the trip. Great service, great people, great food. George and those guys are the best. Tell them that Knockem Comedy sent you, and you will get a free garlic knot. The Knockem Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Gina Congemi, Coffin Licensed Real Estate Broker, over there at Premier Signature Properties. She is the best. She will sell your house like that. She worked so hard for you, like she did, like she worked so hard for me. That's right. She sold my house in no time and handled everything. It was a smooth process because of Gina.
Yeah, and it could have been a mess because she started with like someone else by mistake, and so she came in and like made everything right.
Because she started with someone else? Oh,
No,
because
you did, yeah.
yes.
She's fantastic.
We made a mistake, yes. But Gina came in and saved the day. Gina will work so hard and so fast for you that she will make your
head spin.
631-495-7696. 631-495-7696. That's Gina Congemi Coffin, licensed real estate broker. And last but not least, Knockem Comedy Radio Show brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body for 25 years. Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto bodies and repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Two Eagles Auto Body handles foreign and domestic automobiles and motorcycles using such techniques as state-of-the-art paint spray booths and computer color matching. In the event of an accident, Two Eagles Auto Body has their own tow trucks and will walk you through the process from start to finish. From tow through insurance process to return of your vehicle, we are with you. Please call Two Eagles Auto Body at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527. Ask for John Rossi. They're located in New Hyde Park, Long Island. And, of course, we thank you here at Govs Radio. We thank you for choosing Govs Radio to watch during these crazy times. We hope you're entertained. We hope you're laughing. We hope you're enjoying all the great shows here at GovsRadio.com. If you'd like to show your favorite station some love, you can go to teespring.com. Scroll down the search bar and type in Govs Radio. This will bring you into our store where you can purchase t-shirts, mugs, face masks, and all sorts of cool stuff for all the shows on our station. You can get your favorite show's logo on your shirt or something. Or you can get the Govs Radio logo. You can get both. Right there, teespring.com. Again, you got to scroll down a little bit until you find the search bar. You type in Govs Radio, and there you go. You're all set. And we thank you for the support. The support goes to supporting the station here. And we thank you for that. And if you take a picture of yourself with your Govs Radio merchandise and send it over to us, you can get yourself a free pass to any of the 3 great Governors Comedy Clubs. 3 clubs, 5 stages, all of them great shows. So you get yourself a free pass to Governors. So go to teespring.com, go to govsradio.com, and go to govs.com to keep tabs on what's happening at the Governors Comedy Clubs. Hopefully they'll be back open soon. So there you go, and you can get exclusives. But if you join their mailing list, you get exclusives like free admission to most of their shows, and all sorts of cool stuff. So go to govs.com, govsradio.com, and of course knockemcomedy.com, where you can find out where we're doing some of our live murder mysteries and game shows. Govsradio.com, govs.com, and knockemcomedy.com. There you go.
Judy Brandt's watching.
Hi, Judy. Nice to
She's
see
a
you.
big Billy Joel fan. We see her from time to time at like the Lords or something. She actually is kind of interesting. I met her, and I don't know, we got to talking about like who we knew. I ended up, her next door neighbor up in upstate New York, where she grew up, ended up being my roommate when I was in college.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that weird? Yeah, totally weird. But she's great, and thanks for watching. Andy Plajanos is watching, Jeff Bosey is watching, Nikki's watching, Joan's watching.
Speaking of Jeff Bosey, don't forget tonight at 6:30, No Rhyme, No Reason with Jeff and Rich.
Don Galloway Benton is watching.
Hi, Dawn.
And Erin White is watching.
Erin, it's going to be an interesting time at that house tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I am so glad we're not on the air tomorrow. I might just stay off Facebook all day.
Oh, because what? The debates?
The debates are tonight, and I don't care.
Kevin, my kid, has to watch the debates, so. So I'll watch. You're not gonna watch it? Do you watch debates typically? I usually always watch debates.
I have, and I watch some, but I gotta be honest, I don't know. I hate I hate election time. I hate the endless commercials and the false promises. Yeah. And, usually people who are running, is a governor or they're in office, and the last thing they're doing is their job. They're just traveling the country, holding babies, and again, making false promises. So, no, I don't enjoy the debates. Mm. Even for one party, when they have their debates just for one party, they all attack each other, and then 2 weeks later, when you're down, to the final guy who's going to run, all of a sudden the people he was bad-mouthing are going to be on his cabinet.
Yeah, it is a weird system.
It's a bullshit system.
I don't like all the arguing back and forth, and I don't like. What annoys me? Like I start to I get like a headache, like right around here, when a really thoughtful question's asked, and it's almost like they'll know what they want to say next, and whatever the person asks, they just kind of say what they want to say, and I find that like really annoying. Like I would, so I get like annoyed watching debates. I don't watch all of them. I used to watch them all the time, and I don't know. I think the last decade I've slowed down a little bit because I don't know. You get to the point where nothing's gonna change.
They're all corrupt.
Now I'm just depressed.
Everybody's on Facebook fighting over this stuff. They're all corrupt. Doesn't matter what party you're on.
Yeah.
They're all corrupt. They're all morons.
Yeah.
They have their own interests at heart. I mean, fine. Some presidents do great. You know what? Most presidents, whether you like them or not, have accomplished something great and accomplished things that you don't like. And then the next guy comes in and redoes it all anyway.
Right.
We have it's Tuesday Trivia. Tuesday Trivia here. Now,
which I remembered this morning in a panic, so I was like, crap.
Right, well, that's the thing. So, as you guys recall, Tuesday Trivia was, I would say, at least 95% of it was me. I would always bring in the trivia and
100.
ask the guys 100%? Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Would always bring it in and ask the questions. So, last week, Sallie decided she wanted to do it, and she So we switched sides, and Sallie asked the questions, and I had to answer them along with you guys. So we thought that was fun.
Yeah. You were just having like a really busy week, and you're like, oh, I have to do trivia. I'm like, I can do trivia. I can surely find some questions.
And I said, thank you, Sallie. And she did. You had some good
It
questions.
was fun. I
Yeah, it
had
was
fun
fun.
picking things that.
So we
Nikki-
decided that it might be fun that from now on, I'm going to do half the questions, Sallie's going to do half the questions, and we're going to see who does better. So it's like a fight.
Like what starts at like, you know, in the car, like the nice drive home in the car is like, oh, should we share it? Yeah, let's do this. And just, you know, he was very specific about how I had to do one sexual question, because you know how he does like the 2 questions at the end that are like sexual. So he's like, so you'll do one of the sexual questions, right? I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I could do that. So it turns out to this like nice thing, and all of a sudden I wake up in the morning and I see the fight that's gonna be on trivia.
Sallie versus Tony.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's get ready to rumble. Can I say that?
I'm definitely gonna have the better questions.
Why can't you pull that zipper down a little bit?
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Oh my God. I said down.
Oh, I got that wrong. Yeah, sorry.
You're such a nerd.
Yeah, sorry. I just misunderstood. Sometimes I get confused.
Because you're high.
Oh, I was driving. I was running with my dogs this morning, and on Adams Road, as I was running up, it smelled. I actually just ran through like a big cloud of weed. It was so strong.
And did you stop?
I was like looking around, like which house would this be?
Oh! You just stopped and basked in it. Basked?
Basked.
Basked in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you basked in it, then you have to
I love you, Massapequa.
be in a bucket of fish. Or play bass. That's for Erin White.
I'm sure that's exactly what Mark looked like when she
That's
was like, oh, that's the guy for me.
That's exactly what he looks like when he plays.
Mark White of the Spin Doctors, that's what he looks like when he plays?
Oh, every time.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Every time. So, all right. Andrew said, ooh, you guys are playing for different teams now.
All right.
Nikki said, okay. Oh, so Felix, I'm going to get back to you today. Sorry, I lost track of time.
Nikki said something. We were talking about yesterday about the birds aren't real.
Uh-huh.
Was it you that said something about having a bird video you wanted us to see? Send it on over to us, and we'll play it on our show on Thursday.
Speaking of nature,
Yeah.
should I show my
Here, ladies and gentlemen, it's one of our newer segments here on the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. The nerd segment of our show, starring Sallie.
Well, I'm driving to
I'm
work.
driving in
Like
my car.
So I'm driving in my car, and I look to the side of me, and here's a praying mantis sitting in like the car next to me. I don't know if you can see it. And I thought it was like really funny. So I just happened to be getting on the highway.
It didn't look like. I think you had to get in a little closer. I think. Yeah, there we go. Right.
Yeah. So he's just sitting on the seat next to me, and I just happened to be like getting on the highway. In this area where you can get on the highway in Wantagh is it's this wooded, beautiful path. Like people walk all the time. Like that. Like I'm used to like highways in California where there's like 10 lanes and you never see anyone unless there's like a car accident on the road. And it's so weird for me to like drive the Wantagh Parkway and people are just having a picnic right next to the side of the road. It's the craziest thing. So I'm like, all right, good thing. So I pulled over and this is what I see. It's the cutest thing. So he's just like sitting in the car like looking at me. And so I
That is a great shot.
I know. I hope I got it.
He should have like a beer in his
Because
hand
he
or
like
something.
looked up. It's so cute. Like you can't see it on the phone, but you can actually see his like little
That's
eyes.
where the nerd part comes in when she says it's cute.
Oh, it's so cute. So
And then it gets worse.
Yeah.
So I pulled over to the side of the road and now I'm trying to set him straight.
So yeah, so I found like this perfect forest, and then I set him free on trees. So there, he's all happy. So that was my morning, and then I got back into the car, and I saved a praying mantis. We need more of them. I don't know what they do. What do they do?
Why do we need more of them? You don't even know.
I think they do good things though.
Like what?
Like praying mantis.
Do they solve world hunger?
No, they eat like other bugs we hate or something. They're one of the good list. Like, you know, like mosquitoes are dicks and hornets are dicks, but they are. And praying mantis, what do they do? This should have been one of my trivia questions. What does a praying mantis do?
Andy Plajanos, I'm always amazed when I have the AC on in my car, driving on Route 347, and I smell weed. Usually I look at Billy Geyer and say, at least share. Nikki is saying how? How what? You can't email us the video on, say, on Facebook Messenger or something? Or just post the video in the comments or something? Or and he says, I know that praying mantis. His name is Nestor, and his license has been suspended 45 times.
It was just so cute sitting on my seat. I don't know what they do. Andy, what do they do? What do praying mantises do that are good?
That's your bonus trivia question of the day right there.
Oh, they're praying mantis martial arts. That's different.
Is this turning into a random sex encounter with a praying mantis? No, Sallie only has sex in the car with Mark White balloons.
Yeah.
Erin, did you ever see that video? Oh, Felix says
Poor
they.
Erin.
Maybe she likes that. Maybe she likes to watch. Felix says they eat spider eggs.
All right, but aren't spiders good?
Spider eggs, friendly, edible spider eggs.
Praying mantis, they eat dickish bugs. Yeah. Yeah, but spiders are good. Some spiders.
So does Sal Couture. Sal Couture is somebody that used to be in our murder mystery shows. He was with us for many, many years, and he's the greatest guy in the world. And he's a big, giant, scary-looking man, but he's just the biggest teddy bear.
Bug?
We were doing one of our murder mysteries where he had to play like a
bug eater.
Almost like a Sasquatch type monster, and he was going, and he had to go around scaring people and stuff.
Man, he stays in character.
And there was this part in the show. We were doing a show, and we were in the middle of, picture like a wedding, and the dance floor is in the middle. It was kind of like that kind of setup.
Like a wedding reception.
Yeah. Excuse me. And Sal was there playing this character, and this giant, was it a spider? It was some kind of bug. Started crawling across the floor, and it was so big that everybody saw it. Everybody was like, "Oh, look at that thing! What the hell is that?" Sal was this monster, so he.
And what was it? A spider?
I forget if it was a spider. I'm leaning towards spider. I'm not sure if I'm right about that. But Sal, he grabbed. He ate the thing right in the middle of the show. We couldn't believe it.
And it was for real too.
Oh, it was real. This was not a setup or anything. No, this was a real bug that
died. It could have been poisonous.
It takes more than poison to get rid of Sal. Let me tell you. Let's see. Gina Conjemi Coffin says they eat moths, mosquitoes, roaches, flies, and what?
You had me at mosquitoes.
What's aphids? Aphids?
Aphids.
What's that?
I don't know.
Oh, and small rodents. Gina, have you been watching from the beginning? We've been doing your ads. We did it yesterday. We did it again today. Gina.
How in the world can a praying mantis take down a mouse?
What? Oh, rodents? Small rodents.
Well, what's smaller than a mouse?
A smaller mouse.
That's a big mantis.
Well, look at you. You're not big, but you're a ninja.
Oh yeah, I could take you down. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
All right. So what else you got?
Well, we're talking about the debates being on tonight. The debate being on tonight. So, sticking with the political stuff, did you see this video of Rand Paul's father? Excuse me. I am not dying of COVID. I just have allergies.
Yeah, he has allergies like every fall.
You didn't see this?
No, but I just want you to know that it's 11:20. So, if we're going to do trivia. Just let you know.
Yeah, we usually don't do it till like 11:30 till 11:40.
Sure.
11:30,
30, yeah.
You think I'm not on top of these things? Just because you don't know what that means, I know what that means. I know it's 11:20 just from looking at that.
Okay.
Yeah, Rand Paul, his father, was his father a politician too?
Ron Paul, right?
Ron, is that his name? I know
Yeah.
it's no, I forget his name. But he,
Yeah, I think he was a senator. No?
I don't know.
Oh, I'll have to look that up. Ron Paul.
But he was on TV the other day doing an interview, and right in the middle of the interview, he stroked out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in the middle of talking. He's an older fella. I think he's 80 something, and he's talking. He's going on, and all of a sudden he just kind of looked a little lost, and he just
And had a stroke.
And then the guy doing they cut away to the guy doing the interview, and he's just standing. Mr.
Are you
Paul,
okay?
Mr. Paul.
He's a representative
sir?
from Texas.
Oh, he's still a representative?
No, I don't know about that.
Oh.
The Libertarian Party.
Wow. But they posted a picture later on that day from the hospital. He was giving a thumbs up. He seemed to be okay, but it was a pretty wild scene.
Yeah.
Right there on
But
TV.
it was definitely a stroke,
Well,
not like dehydration or
Good.
something.
Try and find it, and we'll show it.
After he appears to suffer a stroke. So this is the New York Post.
Yeah, that's a video right there, I think.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, what did he end up? Suffered an apparent stroke-like illness. Well, if he came back and he's fine, like maybe it was just really mild or something. Or maybe something else that looked like a stroke. Yeah, that's the picture of the thumbs up. Can't really. He ran for president 3 times.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's one of those libertarians that screws everything up. Like, I think all the parties should go, but if there's going to be just a 2-party system, I think when other people run, it screws things up. On both sides, whatever.
Why aren't you playing the video?
Oh, you want to play the video?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
All right.
That's not it.
Okay. It's not working.
I don't know what you got going on over here. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, that's just an ad. All right. I don't know what you did. Let's try this one.
Yeah, Andy said he's a congressman from Texas. An aphid they are small, soft-bodied insects that feed by sucking nutrient-rich liquids out of plants. Oh yeah, those like little things that get attached to your garden. That's right. Oh, I don't know if Andy's kidding, but he said baby mice. Praying mantis love eating baby mice. Man.
Hi everyone, Jane Lynch here to tell you that Weakest Link is back on NBC and host.
Former Texas Congressman and former presidential candidate Ron Paul was hospitalized today after he suffered a medical condition and started slurring his words during a live stream.
Former Congressman Ron Paul suffers a major medical incident, and it was broadcast live. The 85-year-old physician was taking questions on his live streaming YouTube channel when he started slurring speech and talking gibberish. His guest was in complete shock.
Dr. Paul?
We have just learned that former Congressman Dr. Ron Paul, 85 years old, has been hospitalized in Texas.
We're gonna.
As I'm laughing, I'm like, I'm a bad person.
We're gonna burn in hell.
'Cause
Hey, he's
You know
okay.
what?
He's okay, so it's okay to laugh.
You know why it's funny to me? It's because he sounded exactly like you were pretending him to be. So that's why it's so funny to me. Because I thought you were just like exaggerating, like I thought you were just exaggerating, and then it ended up being like word for word what the guy said.
You gotta watch the whole thing, because at one point, I swear to God, he's going, but at one point, all of a sudden, it sounds like he says the word birds. He just.
Oh, really? Birds are not alive.
No, birds. You remember the reporter?
What
That
is-
was scary.
What is wrong with us?
Lots of things. But Andy Plajanos is laughing, I guarantee you.
feel really
the
bad.
worst one, remember that reporter, probably, was it like 15 years ago or so, that reporter on TV? She was doing a live report. I forget, she wasn't in New York. I forget where she was from.
Yeah, I
And
see
she
that.
started stroking out. That was
serious.
scary. I mean,
Yeah.
not that this one isn't, but
Yeah, I didn't laugh at that one.
I guess it's the fact that you know that he was okay.
Yeah,
He's okay.
and
In
it
fact,
could've-
that woman is too. That reporter's okay. So.
It could have been like dehydration. One time, a friend of mine was visiting from Boston, and she wakes up in the morning and she comes out in the kitchen. And we're both like, I don't know, 48, 47 years old, and she's in great shape. And she walks out in the kitchen in the morning, and I'm making coffee, and she goes, "Do you have any water?" I go, "Well, yeah, I actually put like a bottle of water in your room because I'm a very thoughtful host."
You're not sympathetic to old people having strokes, but you're nice to.
I'm a
House
very
guests.
pleasant person to stay with. So she's like, "Yeah, I already drank that," and for some reason I'm just like, I'm like, "Well, yeah, here." So I gave her like some more water, and then she's in the bathroom, and I hear her call me. She's like, "Sal, can you come in here?" And
Yeah, baby.
I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I go in there.
And you had that shirt on. You just bow chicka bow bow.
How'd you know? It's like you were there. And she kind of like sits down on the bathroom floor, and she goes, "Is it weird?" This is what she says to me. She goes, "I'm not really feeling well at all." I'm like, "All right." And her forehead felt like all clammy. And then she said, she like looks at me, she goes,
She said,
"Is it weird that I can't feel my feet?"
"Well, I have that problem."
I go, "Yeah, I'm done." And, I just like grabbed my phone and I called like 911 like right away. I'm like, and she's like, "No, I'm okay." I'm like, "No, you're not gonna like stroke out in my bathroom."
So was it a stroke?
No, it ended up being that she was severely dehydrated. Like she had to stay overnight, and they had to put her on an IV.
All right, so much for you being a great host. I mean, how did this
You could
person?
die from that.
How did this person dehydrate? Weren't you being a nice host and giving her stuff to eat and drink?
Yeah.
Well, then what the hell?
Well, she'd just gotten there that night.
Yeah, but this was the next morning. You said, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
there was water in the room. She drank that, and she said that she had been running a lot and she just hadn't been paying attention to it. But I'm like, wow.
Wow. I never understood dehydration.
Like,
how
remember
do you,
that
how do you
one
forget?
race?
How do you forget? I'm really thirsty. I just ran. I'm sweating and I'm tired.
When you're
What's on TV?
When you're severely dehydrated, you just drinking water won't help you. You actually have to have an IV. Like, you can't just drink more water. Like, your system won't catch up.
Oh, like it's too late.
Remember that lady runner from, like, I don't know, decades ago, where she was, like, trying to get it to the end, and all of a sudden she's just dehydrated, her body just shuts down. She, like, you look like she's stroking out.
Yeah, I do remember
Like,
that.
that's
yeah.
what was happening to her.
But you gotta get that running.
Crazy stuff.
Can't stop to drink something.
Well, if you drink, you have to pay. So if you're running for, like, 24 miles, maybe that's what happened. Anywho.
All right, so before we get to the trivia, we were talking yesterday and on Friday about embarrassing moments.
Oh, wow.
Have you prepared? We agreed yesterday that we would talk about it today. Have you prepared some embarrassing moments in your life? Can you think of one now? I know there was one you didn't want to talk about, so I won't press you, but surely there's another. What?
Well, you go.
All right, I'll do one. All right. Well, all right. The one I'll tell you is a story.
You don't embarrass easily, so I can't even imagine what it is.
All right. You know what? I was gonna go with my grandmother's grave story.
We've heard that like 1,000 million times.
Put my phone down. What are you doing over there? All right, so I'll go with another story. When I was in 8th grade, I think it was 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade or something like that, for Halloween, I dressed up as buckwheat. And I had a lot of hair back then, so I put all my hair up and I didn't go blackface. I just, I didn't color my face
He
in. But
loves the Little Rascals. Like, really, if he was a racist, I'd call him out on it. He just loves the Little Rascals. Like, he still watches them. Like, he'll pretend like, oh, my daughter loves them. No, he'll watch them anyway. Like, he loves them.
So when I dressed up as buckwheat for Halloween, the name just stuck. And that became my nickname in school. In fact, some people to this day still call me that. And I loved it. I just thought it was a great nickname. So I always just went with it. So after high school, when I was in college, I went to SUNY Farmingdale. I went to SUNY Westbury also, but this is when I was at SUNY Farmingdale. The college's radio station, I got friendly with one of the guys that was running the station, and somewhere in conversation I mentioned to him that I told him the whole buckwheat story. So they decide they this was, I don't know, late 80s. This was when lip syncing was kind of just becoming a popular thing. Like, eventually karaoke began. And there was even a TV show of lip sync battles and all that stupid shit. So they decide that they're gonna have a lip sync show, a contest. So the guy comes to me and he goes, my friend at the station comes to me and goes, look, we're not getting a big turnout. You gotta come do this thing for me. Because he knew that I, perform and stuff. I'm like, oh man, lip syncing? He said, you gotta just do something. Do a Paul McCartney song, do a Beatles song, do something. I'm like, fine. So the night comes, and it's, and I didn't know a lot of people on campus. I didn't. Like I said, I got friendly with the radio station guy, but I didn't know a lot of people.
Yeah, like when you're a commuter student, that's been my life.
Yeah.
That's most of my life, and you just don't.
So, and I didn't think of it at the time, but so we're there at the event, and I would say it's mostly a black crowd. It's mostly black people. And these guys, and I don't know them, and they don't know me. But now here's my buddy up on the stage. The next performer I'm going to introduce you to goes by the name of Buckwheat. I was like, oh no, oh my God. The whole place went silent. Silent. I'm like, oh my God. And I walk up there, and you see their faces, they're like, a white guy called Buckwheat, huh? I'm 10 seconds into a Beatles song. I don't even remember what Beatles song it was. And they're booing. It's the only time I've ever been booed on stage. And I just stood there and I was like, and I did.
But is that why?
Well, it's a black crowd. I think this pissed them off.
Wasn't your voice or anything?
Well, it was lip syncing. Do you not know what lip syncing is?
Yeah.
You want me to start the story over for you?
Yeah, I was looking at something else. I was thinking it was karaoke the whole time. Sorry.
So I look over, as I'm getting booed, I look to my friend, the radio station guy, and he just kind of gives me one of these, and I'm just going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. I did the whole thing. I did the whole song while getting booed. They booed me again when it was over. I just walked off. I went up to him. He looks at me and goes, sorry, dude. I walked, and then I just went and I left.
Yeah.
And I never saw the guy again. Not by choice. I never ran into him again.
Yeah, that was...
And then that was...
Because it isn't like a racist thing for you. It really isn't.
Well, I didn't know he was going to introduce me that way.
Right. But, yeah, so...
That was awful. That was horrible.
All right, I thought of one.
Oh, thank God. Well, there was this one time I was at the radio station and Tony was talking about a lip sync contest and I thought he was talking about karaoke.
That was so embarrassing.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so I was young. I was really young. I was like 19, and really responsible kid. Like I've just always been, for a lot of childhood reasons. I was just always like really responsible. So I didn't have sex with anyone until I was 19, and then it wasn't even just like back of the car thing. It was like, today is the day I'm going to get birth control because I think I'm going to be having sex soon. Like, that's how I was. So I was a total dork and geek. And so I'm like all nervous going to the pharmacy to get the birth control pills, and I'm embarrassed because I'm like, your whole, like, when you're a girl, like, your whole life, you're like, you don't want, like, you know, so I'm like, please be a woman pharmacist, and I have to hand this. Like, right now, I wouldn't ever give a crap, but, like, when you're a 19-year-old girl, like, I was like, please be a woman pharmacist. I don't, you know, and I was like, kind of like walking out. Of course, it's like this, like, 50-year-old dude. And he was really very nice, and he was like, you know, like 50-year-old guys are like, you know, hey, you know, he was like just nice and friendly. And,
That's right. I'm a 50-year-old guy.
But still, you know, I was like all embarrassed. I was like, should I wait? You know, so anyway, so I'm like, all right. So I just kind of like, I don't make eye contact. I'm just like handing it in. And he's like, will you be picking on this up like later, or do you want it now? I'm like, yeah, I'll just browse around the store. Is it something that won't take long? He's like, no, it won't take long at all. I'll call you. So I'm like, I'm hearing the announcements of the people that were ahead of me, like, because I had to, like, debate it in my head whether I was going to go through with it with, like, 5 people ahead of me. And I'm hearing people call, like, you're such and such, prescription's ready, such and such, prescription's ready. So...
What, they were saying the person's name?
Yeah, like, please, you know, come pick up. So all of a sudden, I'm in the aisle, and I hear over the loudspeaker, Sallie O'Neill, please pick up your birth control pills. I was like this, like I'm looking at something, and I go, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm like...
Sallie O'Neill, your birth control pills are ready so you can get banged tonight?
So you can get banged tonight, you slutty whore. So I'm like, you know, not close, so to walk through this store, and you could see the guy's face. Like...
Oh, he knew what he did?
Immediately he knew what he did, and he was like... And I'm like... And then I just had to, like, up to it. Like, I mean, because, like, people are... The line's still long behind me. I'm like... So I just was like, thanks a lot. Now that everyone in the whole store knows that I'm having sex tonight.
You said that?
Yeah, I was just trying to, like, make it light because he felt so bad. And he, like,
Sallie O'Neill, your birth control pills are ready, and you left your vibrator here along with your Playgirl magazine and your Debbie Does Dallas VHS cassette tape. Would you like to pay for that all here?
Or do you want to pay for it with the money you made on the pole?
By the way, Miss O'Neill, what are you doing tonight?
But it was so... that's exactly what I said. I said, thanks, so that everyone in here knows I'm having sex tonight. But, yeah, so that was just awful. And, but it was funny. And, I don't know, I guess, like... It kind of reminds me of, like, you know, the stories you see on TV of, like, boys having to go buy condoms for the first time, and... You know, it doesn't go well. Like, it was kind of like that. So I'm like, all right, I had to come in because poor boys have to do this all the time.
Reading some comments going back to dehydration, Jeff Bosey says he forgets to eat and drink and he forgets that he's married. It goes hand in hand. 2020, adult man still living in Little Rascals is adorable and really, really disturbing.
Well, it is really cute. Like, you know, he talked about his friend Elio from England. And so Tony loves the Little Rascals so much that he thinks everyone will, and they don't. And so Elio's visiting one time, and he's like, Tony's like, oh, you've never seen the Little Rascals? And so he shows him, and Tony's sitting on the couch laughing like he's seen it for the first time. And Elio's just sitting there like, like I stopped watching the Little Rascals. I'm just watching Elio like, oh, that must have hurt. Oh, that's, where are the parents? It was like so funny.
Yeah, and then when it was over, he just looks at me and goes, I don't get it, mate. I don't get it.
I'm sorry. I don't get it.
Andy Plagano says most embarrassing moment ever was switching bathing suits with a girl I was hooking up with in a hot tub at a resort in Bermuda. She had a one-piece. I was 17. Wait, that wasn't embarrassing. That was awesome. And then he says, 50-year-old dudes are creepy. Hey! And that's why there's privacy laws now, says Nikki.
Yeah, and it wasn't anything creepy about him. He was just like a nice older guy. So it was fine and funny, but...
That is pretty crazy.
I know, like, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? I was. It was like this moment of like, and you know, when I'm really embarrassed, my whole neck gets like totally red. So I walked up there, my ears were like, you know, steam was coming out.
Did he have a name tag?
I don't know.
If he did, if his name. Thanks for the pills, Steve. Good luck with that sex change operation next week. Or thanks, Steve. Say hi to your boyfriend for me.
When you're 19, you don't think of comebacks.
Thanks for the pill, Steve. Glad to see you're out of jail.
Anyway.
Andy Plagano says,
41.
Elio who?
I knew Andy was going to be like, I actually was going to say Andy knows. All right, let's do the trivia because
All
it's
right,
getting late.
I'm just reading comments. My favorite thing to do is to embarrass people. When I ran the front register at the Walgreens I worked at in Fort Lauderdale was to say, having a party tonight. Felix, when he was 17, his friends and him went to an adult theater to see a C.
I'm a little nervous about that.
Yeah, me too. Sorry.
All right, trivia.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hold in our hands
Dun, dun, dun.
this week's Tuesday trivia. For those of you, if anybody out there is new to this, we're just going to ask some random trivia questions. We hope you guys
12 of them.
hit us with your answers. We try to answer them ourselves. We hope you play along and join in. We ask all the questions. We don't give the answers. When we're done asking the questions, then we go back and we go over the questions and the answers. We read your answers as we go along. No prizes, no nothing, just fun and bragging rights. So, but this is the first time since we started in our history that Sally and I are challenging each other with random trivia questions. So she's asking some, I'm asking some. So please comment below us with your answers, and we'll see how we do. All right, you want to go first?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay. What fast food restaurant was literally founded in a broom closet? I have Subway, Papa John's, or Dairy Queen.
It's either Papa John's or Dairy Queen. I am going to go with Dairy Queen. Seems obvious. So I'll stick with it. It's probably Papa John's, but I'll stick with it.
With Dairy Queen.
Yep.
Okay, you go.
Okay. Which zodiac sign is the luckiest?
All right, so it would be a planet run by Jupiter. The luckiest. Sagittarius.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with that. Number 3. Okay, this particular singer,
Yep.
this singer's parents, they both died of cancer. One in 86 and one in 87. And this singer went to neither of the funerals because they didn't want to bring attention to either of the parents. Who was it?
Were the parents famous?
No.
Oh.
Well, I have a multiple choice unless you want to guess.
Give me the multiple choice.
Was it Sting? Was it Lou Reed? Was it Don Henley? I'll read it again. This singers both died a year apart, 86 and 87, both from cancer. And he went to neither of the funerals because he didn't want the media to bring attention to them.
I'm going with Sting.
Okay.
Which zodiac sign is the dumbest?
The dumbest.
The dumbest zodiac sign.
See, that's mean. I don't want to say, because then, like, let's say, I don't want to answer that. Because then people will be like, oh, Sally thinks Leos are dumb.
I'm not asking for your opinion. This
and
is
Leo, because they're not dumb.
This is a fact.
There's definitely dumber signs.
But it's a fact. I'm not asking for your opinion.
I know, but I don't want to be the one to say it. I don't know.
All right, fine. I'll skip it.
You don't have to. I'm interested to see. No,
No,
people
fine.
say
No.
no. Don't skip it.
All right.
I just
but
don't
they
want
can
anyone
so
to
the
say it. They can
so they
say
can
it.
they can say it
Yeah.
in their comments, so it's okay for them.
Yeah.
But it's not but it's not okay for you.
Right.
All right. Well, this game might go in protest.
Yeah, and people, and because here's the things too, like you know that thing that makes all your kids feel good in elementary school.
Dildos?
Like elementary school, where
Elementary school.
where they'll say everyone has strengths, like they'll line up like the different animals, like the camel and the bird and the rabbit, and they'll be like, all right, who everyone fly, and the bird feels good, but everyone else feels like shit. Like there's different strengths and there's different things with the zodiacs, and some are absent-minded, and some are known for just not understanding, and some for like doing dumb shit. So I'm gonna leave it alone.
Doing dumb shit.
And plus, it's astrology, so it's I don't know. I like it, but it's not normal. But it's good. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I'm so regretting asking that question.
Yeah. What tree do acorns come from?
Acorn trees. I don't know. Maple trees. I have no idea.
Okay.
All right. Billy Joel.
Oh, okay, good. Well, you have a different sense of what's a hard Billy Joel question. So be kind.
He made some records with some bands before he was famous.
I hate this stuff.
But then when he started making records as a solo artist, name his second album as a solo artist.
Like the Billy Joel band. Second album?
There's
Like,
no such
you're
thing
not-
as a Billy Joel band. They were never called that.
Just Billy Joel.
Billy Joel, yeah, his second
Second
album.
album.
Not including bands he was with that he made albums with before he was famous. When he was just Billy Joel, name his second album.
Piano Man. Because isn't Cold Spring Harbor the first? All right, check this out.
Check this out.
The Bee Gees.
I've checked out the Bee Gees. They're good. True.
How many?
2.
Let's go with the Bee Gees being the 4 brothers. All right, include Andy.
Andy was never officially a Bee Gee.
Well, for this question, I'm going to say
Well,
that he is.
it's unfair.
Well,
Again,
wait to hear the question.
I'm protesting again.
Wait to hear the question.
All right.
How many years apart are they all?
What do you mean, like from one to the next? Like,
Yeah.
well, Barry's the oldest.
Yes.
I know there's like a good 10 years between him and Andy, at least. Andy's a lot younger. But yeah, Barry's the oldest, and then the twins are in the middle there. There's also some sisters, too.
Yeah, but we're not going to count them.
So how many years apart are each Bee Gee? So Barry's the oldest, Robin and Morris, I'm going to say at least 3. I'm going to go with 5. And then, so yeah, 5 between Barry and the twins, Robin and Morris. And then Andy, I don't know, I'll go 7.
Okay. All right.
Wow, that's a hard question.
Yeah, but not for you. Most people don't even know that 2 of them are twins.
Yeah, Robin and Morris, the twins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's spelled Maurice, but they pronounce it Morris. All right. How did Boston, Miss Everybody Should Live in Boston, how did Boston get its name?
Is there a multiple choice?
There is not.
Oh, how do I know?
Because you love Boston, and everybody but should be there, and everything's better there.
It was named after a city in England. have no idea.
Okay.
Okay. What fast food restaurant is credited for the first modern day drive-through window?
Wow. Is this a multiple choice?
Yes. Is
Oh.
it Sonic? Is it Burger King? Is it McDonald's? Is it Wendy's?
I'm going to go with Wendy's.
I used to work the drive-through at Wendy's.
You did?
Yeah.
So you worked at Wendy's, Burger King, and the fish and chips place?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly
you got a lot of
that.
fast food experience.
Yeah,
Look at you.
that was my first job, Wendy's, and it was just the summer, like when I was 16. And the last week, I was thinking, oh, how am I going to tell them that I don't want to work through school? Because 17, it's a busy time. So I was going to see if they could hire me the next year, but how was I going to break to them that, and the very next day I'm working. It's late at night, like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and 3 men with suits walk in.
Oh boy.
And they close the place. They just close the place down. They're like, we're closing this store. If you want to stay and help, you can. If not, you could leave. I was like, okay.
You mean, so these guys walked in, they're like, right this second, we're closing the store down?
Yeah, and I used to ride my bike there, even though it was late at night. That was, I guess a lot of kids did that when they were young. So, yeah, so I had to ride my bike. And they even said, they're like, if you want to take stuff with you, you can. So I rode home with this huge jar of mayonnaise that was like this big, this plastic jar of mayonnaise on my 10-speed.
Of all the things you could have grabbed, well, first of all, did these guys show you any ID or anything? You just took their word for it?
Well, they were men in suits.
Oh,
Yeah.
Silly me. And then of all the things you could have grabbed was a
I
big
didn't know
jar
what to
of
do.
mayo?
I didn't know what else to take. Someone grabbed like a light fixture. I'm like, I'm riding home on my bicycle.
I would have grabbed French fries. And I would have went to the register and grabbed some cash.
No, you can't
Why
do
not?
that.
Why not? They're closing.
That's bad.
They just told you you're out of a job.
Very wrong.
Screw them.
No. Yeah.
All right, well, at least the French fries. Come on.
And then the very next.
And you're a kid. Why don't you grab soda? What kid thinks of mayo?
It's all fountain.
So fill up 4.
I don't know. I was in a
Big
panic.
jugs.
I just grabbed a jar and
In a
I
panic.
figured if I dropped it, it wouldn't break because it was plastic. That was my thought.
In a
I didn't
panic.
want to get glass on the road.
What do I do? What do I do?
I was being responsible.
The mayo.
My dad's like, "What's with the big jar of mayo?" When he woke up in the morning, I'm like, I got fired
For stealing mayo.
for stealing mayo, but we got the mayo. And then it was the next year that I got the fish and chips job in the summer.
All right. I'm going to name some celebrities. You're going to tell me which one of them are not from Boston.
Okay,
Mark Wahlberg,
he's from Boston.
James Spader, Uma Thurman, Chris Evans, Madeline Kahn,
How many of these are there?
Matt Groening,
Is there only one?
Matt Damon, Leonard Nimoy, Barbara Walters. Out of all those names, only one is not from Boston.
I wonder if Barbara Walters sound like never. Maybe she's like Kevin.
Baba Wawa.
Yeah, maybe she's like Kevin. Like I told you guys this already. Like when we moved from Boston, Kevin was in speech. Cause I talking about he talks.
Were you
like,
just stroking?
No, like he would never like enunciate his words, and so he needed help with it in speech. And then we moved here, and I'm like, how come Kevin isn't in speech? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I don't understand what the kid says. You understand what he says? And like, yeah, we talked about it in the teacher's lounge. We just kind of figured he's from Boston, and that's what he sounds like. So maybe Barbara Walters never had a speech impediment. She's just from Boston. All right, can I see the list? I probably can't see it, right?
You cannot.
All right.
Mark Wahlberg,
Boston.
James Spader,
Boston.
Uma Thurman,
Maybe Boston.
Chris Evans,
I don't know. Maybe Chris Evans.
Madeline Kahn, Matt Groening. Am I saying it?
I don't know
Groening.
who Matt Groening is.
The guy who started The Simpsons, the creator of The Simpsons.
Oh.
Grenig,
yeah.
no, it's Grenig. Grenig.
Okay.
Matt Damon, Leonard Nimoy, Barbara Walters.
Maybe Chris Evans?
You're up.
Okay. I think I'm up to the sex question, no? Did that one, that one, that one, that one. Yeah, I'm up to the sex question.
Okay.
The penis.
Correct.
The penis is attached to the rest of the body by what? The shaft, the glans, or the root?
The shaft, the glands, or the root?
That, yeah, is the penis attached to the rest of the body?
The penis has a root? The penis, the root, what was it? The penis, the root, and the what?
Glands.
Glands. Well, that's a weird question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the shaft is there, but the balls. I'm going to go with the root.
Root. Groot.
True or false?
True.
Shaving your pubes makes you more likely to spread a sexually transmitted infection. True or false? Shaving your pubes make you more likely to spread a sexually transmitted infection.
Boy or girl?
I don't think it matters.
False.
All right. All right, there you go. Those
Okay.
are our trivia questions on this Tuesday.
All right, so I went first, right?
Let's see what some of your answers are.
What fast food restaurant was literally founded in a broom closet?
All right, hang on. I'm still scrolling.
You said Dairy Queen.
Oh, all right. Going back, Felix messed up on his original comment about going into an adult movie theater. He went into an adult movie theater with some friends trying to be discreet. Unfortunately, a girl cousin of his and her friends saw them go in. Oh, that's embarrassing.
That would be embarrassing.
That's very embarrassing.
Probably not like when you're an adult, but when you're like young.
Andy Plagano says the trivia is his high point of his week every week. That is sad. All right, so Joan Croupier says Papa John's. Nikki says Dairy Queen. And Felix says Papa John's. And Andy Plagano's, he says Papa John's. Because their pizza tastes like cleaning products.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. It is really bad. Like, I don't know. I don't
Is
like
that the
it.
answer?
No.
Oh.
It is. Yeah, it's Papa John's, and his dad had a tavern, and so he cleaned out a broom closet. He sold his car, and he spent $1,600 on used pizza equipment, and it started there. And he would just sell pizzas out the back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in trouble recently for something? Didn't he shoot his mouth off about something? Which zodiac sign is the luckiest?
I said Sagittarius.
You said Sagittarius. Felix said Gemini. Nikki said Leo.
Geminis are pretty.
Andy said green clovers. Joan said Sagittarius. Elizabeth said Leo. Hello, Elizabeth. And Andy Plagano said Sagittarius. So Andy Plaganos, Joan Croupier Asher, and Sallie O'Neill would be correct. It is Sagittarius, yes.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Thank you. Okay? So, all right. The singer's parents both died of cancer. One in '86, one in '87. He went to neither of their funerals because he didn't want to bring attention to them by media. Sting, Lou Reed, or Don Henley?
I said Sting.
You would be correct. What did everyone else say? Anyone?
Joan Krupiasher said Sting. Andy Plagano said Madonna. Nikki and Andy Plagano said Sting. Elizabeth said Sting. Felix said Don Henley.
I pulled it up because I was like musicians who are dicks and what they've done.
Seriously?
Yeah. Like apparently out of the Eagles, Don Henley is like everyone thinks he's a prick.
Yeah.
Like, and he's probably one of my favorite Eagles artists.
I've heard that he's a prick, yeah, and I've heard Sting's a prick too, but
like Sting like sued people and sent them to jail for like hardly anything.
Sting he did not pay his band members well.
Dick.
Some claim to this day he still owes them money, but in fairness, if I'm not mistaken, he had a very bad relationship with his father, which is the reason I thought he didn't go.
Oh. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, his father was horrible to him.
Parents thought he was a dick. That's the moral of the story. They're sitting around, having cancer, being like, at least we're not our son, who's a dick. All right, good.
Which zodiac sign is the dumbest?
Which is it?
Felix said Pisces.
They're just absent-minded.
Andy said Pisces because fish are dumb. Nikki said Cancer. Elizabeth said Capricorn.
Not Cancer. Not
Oh,
Capricorn.
well, Nikki corrected herself and said Capricorn.
No, not Capricorn.
Well, Andy and Felix are right. It is Pisces.
But in fairness to Pisces, here's the thing. Here's what Pisces will do. Like most people will hear what someone is saying, but they're not paying it. They're like kind of like take their how the person's body is moving and moving on purpose. Pisces will like read your body really accurately. Like you could be like, I'm not mad. They're like, clearly you're mad. All right, I'm mad. Like they pay more attention to how you are as opposed to what the words you say, which sometimes is more accurate.
What time of year is Pisces?
March.
March what?
It would end March 27th.
Oh, so it
and
starts
like
late
the very
February?
end of February.
So you're calling my daughter dumb?
No, she's an Aquarius.
You're calling her... What?
She's an Aquarius.
I just asked you when Pisces is. You said late February to March 27th.
I could have sworn she's an Aquarius. Is she a Pisces?
Her birthday
yeah.
is March 13th.
Yeah.
So you just called your own son dumb.
Yeah, well, he is absent. How many, all right, so Sam will, leave. Sam will never, ever, ever leave the house and just leave.
He does.
Ever.
He always comes back.
Ever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. Even if he doesn't forget something, he still would be like, well, I got in the car and then I got thirsty. It's unreal. He cannot.
It's true.
Yeah, it's like I don't ever really say goodbye to him the first time. If he leaves, I don't even say goodbye to him because I know I'm gonna have that extra chance in 5 seconds. And I'm tired of saying goodbye to him twice, so I'm just I'll just do things and then I'll hear the door open again. I'm like, all right, bye, because he doesn't usually do it twice. Yeah.
Don't put your phone down. You have to read the next question.
And he will be the one that he'll take milk out of the refrigerator and he puts it back. He puts it in the closet. How many times? How many times? Yeah, how many times? I'm not being harsh. You'll find broccoli next to the coffee. It's crazy. Yeah. But he's really smart in other ways. Okay, so no, I was done. You have the. Oh wait, yeah. What do you got? You just did.
Are you a Pisces?
All right, Maurice or the Bee Gees brothers.
No. We're up.
Oh, what are you up to? Because I skipped around a little bit. So what do you got?
Oh, it's the tree question.
Okay, so what tree do acorns come from?
Jerome Krupi Asher said oak. Felix said pine. Cynthia Romanello says Oak. Gina Conjemi Coffin says, hi, Cindy. Andy Pagano says oak because they're oak nuts. And I said maple because I have no idea.
Oak.
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 Okie dokie. What is Billy Joel's second album as a solo artist? Not counting bands that he was in that made records.
Yeah, what's the answer? Or what did people say?
You said.
I said Piano Man.
Nikki said E Street. Felix said Turnstiles. Then Nikki said Glass Houses. Andy said...
No, Glass Houses is way.
is way.
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 Further down the road.
No way.
Way.
Andy Plajanos and Sallie O'Neill said Piano Man.
Oh, I feel like I'm lucky because Andy knows everything.
You guys are correct.
Yes! Was I right about Cold Spring Harbor being the first album?
Yes.
Wow, I got like a bonus. Nice.
All right.
What's my next one?
Bee Gees.
Okay.
Nikki says Andy was the best.
Oh, I thought she meant Plajanos.
Well, that goes without saying. I'm assuming she's talking about Gibbs since we're on a Bee Gees question.
So Maurice and Robin are twins, like you said. Barry is 3 years older. You said 5. And Andy is 9 years after the twins.
Oh, wow. Joan said 2 years. Felix said 7 to 5 years. Nikki said 4. Elizabeth said 3. Oh, Greg DeFilippo. 13 years apart. So that's from Barry to Andy. That's correct, right?
Yeah, that is.
Wow. Elizabeth said 6. Andy Pagano says, I can't get myself to care about the Bee Gees. Really? The Bee Gees, there are some bands out there where everybody likes at least one song of theirs. And I think the Bee Gees are up there. Andy, you don't like any Bee Gees song?
I like that one. The Stayin' Alive song. It's actually the song I listen to in my head when I'm like dog walking. Because it's a good beat to keep dogs in check.
Felix emailed you Kashmir the other day. Did you listen to it yet?
No. Who does Kashmir?
Led Zeppelin. We've been through this on like 8 shows now.
I'll listen to it. I have to talk to Felix today anyway.
All right. Next question. How did Boston get its name? You said.
I don't know. They copied a city in England or something.
Felix said the group is from Boston. Andy Plajanos, Boston was
oh,
what?
The group?
No, I didn't. No, I meant the town.
That.
You know what? I didn't even realize that until now. I meant the actual city. Sorry, Felix. I meant the actual city. But I did not specify. So Felix
You
gets
get a point.
Felix gets the point.
Yeah.
Andy Plajanos, Boston was what toilets were called back then, and still are. Cindy said McDonald's. Greg DeFilippo says an Englishman named it after a place he was born in. Elizabeth says it was named after a general. Oh, all right. I think Cindy was talking about the next question.
Yeah.
But how did it got mixed up here? All right. So,
What's the answer?
you actually got it right.
It was a name because they did that a lot.
Most of most of the settlers from who showed up there were from a town in England called Boston.
Yeah.
So they decided to just name it after their hometown.
I mean, even like New England, they did that a lot where they used, Georgetown. They used like a lot of places from England. All right. I'm like rocking here. I got a lot. Okay, what's my next one?
The drive-in question.
What fast food restaurant is credited for the first modern day drive-through window? Cindy said McDonald's.
Cindy said McDonald's.
Burger King, Sonic, McDonald's, or Wendy's? You said Wendy's.
Felix said Burger King. Nikki and Greg both said McDonald's. Elizabeth says Wendy's. Andy says Wendy's. Joan says McDonald's. And Greg DiFilippo says, fuck homeschooling.
I hear you, Greg. 1970, it's Wendy's. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which one of these people are not from Boston?
Yeah, this is a big list. Mike Chris Evans is wrong.
Chris Evans is from Boston.
Okay.
Remember he did that commercial with Pac in the car with Big Pappy. You don't remember?
No.
Mark Wahlberg is from Boston.
Yeah.
James Spader is from Boston.
Yep.
Uma Thurman is from Boston. Chris Evans is from Boston. Madeline Kahn was from Boston. Matt Damon is from Boston.
It was really her?
Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, he's from Boston.
He's from Boston. We just watched that documentary
yeah,
about
so
him.
far I'm completely...
Barbara Walters is
She's
from
not?
Boston.
Oh, then who's left?
Matt Groening, who created The Simpsons,
Yeah,
is
I
not
didn't
from
know
Boston.
All right.
Joan Corbiesha said Uma. Felix said Madeline Kahn. Greg DiFilippo says Burt Reynolds. Nikki said Uma. Elizabeth said Barbara Walters. Andy Plagano said he missed half those names. Oh, and then he got it right. He said Matt Groening is the funniest person in there, but is not from Boston. Okay. And then Andy says a giant jug of mayonnaise is the whitest thing Sallie could have taken. If that was Tony, says Greg, he would have grabbed a lifetime supply of French fries.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think any smart person would. A Pisces would. All right. Next question.
The penis is attached to the rest of the body by the shaft, the glands, or the root. Nikki
says shaft. Greg DiFilippo says the hard-on bone. The hard-on bone's connected to the leg bone. Joan says the root. Andy Plagano says root. In my case, a sequoia. Elizabeth says root. Felix says that's a hard one. And I said root.
You said, we have a root? I'm going to go with root.
That is what I said.
Root is correct.
Nice. True or false? Shaving your pubes make you more likely to spread a sexually transmitted infection. Sallie said false. Nikki said false. Joan said true. Greg said false. Andy said false, and he also says no link. What does that mean? But he says false. Elizabeth says false.
Like there's no link to it.
Jeff Bosey says we just found out Sallie shaves. It's true. It's true.
Really? Wow.
Greg wants to know if Felix pulled a Pee Wee Herman. He says Virgo is definitely not the dumbest. Sallie Sagittarius. Do not know my luck. I do not believe it. If B. Arthur and Sting got together, they would be a bee sting.
Who said that?
Guess.
I don't know.
Andrew Fremder. Oh, that's nice. Felix says he thinks... Oh, it's not nice. He thinks Ryan is a Sagittarius. Because that's the luckiest sign. So Ryan is lucky for having Felix as a dad.
Aw.
Never mess with a Scorpio. They sting. Peter Nadsdeck is watching. Andrew Fremder. Billy Joel's album is called I Have a Look-alike Named Tony Walker. The Fraternal Order of Andys are pretty awesome, says Andy Plajanos. Speaking of the Bee Gees, not all bands stay alive. Oh my goodness, you're killing me. Oh, all right, there you go, Andy Plajanos. He likes pre-disco Bee Gees. Yeah. I Gotta Get a Message to You? Absolutely, that's an awesome song.
Hey, Terry Fattini.
Terry Fattini. Boston got their name because the first song was about a car.
Do.
Oh, see, Nikki thought I was talking about the band too. Sorry.
That's right, you get credit for it.
Andy Plagano says, it's so stupid to name a new town after your old town. Wouldn't conversations go absolutely nowhere? I just came from Boston. How is it there? I don't know. That was 7 years ago.
It's really annoying.
Jeff Bosey is now curious if I shave. Gee, thank God we're not on No Rhyme No Reason tonight.
That was fun. I had fun on their show.
The penis is connected by the vagina. I knew the root penis thing because my nickname for my penis is Toby.
I don't get it.
I don't get that either.
Toby. Oh, from Roots?
Oh, is that what that is? Oh my goodness. That's good. You guys are funny, man. I love reading the comments. But that's our show for today. It's Tuesday. It's time for us to get out of here. But stay tuned because it's a fun night in store for you all. No Rhyme, No Reason at 6:30 with Jeff and Rich. Domestic Disturbance with Carla, Mike, and Tim at 9:30. And then tomorrow night is... we're not here tomorrow. But then tomorrow night at 8 o'clock is Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up with Don and Benny and all sorts of great contributors. And I'm looking for South Park DVDs. Any in the house?
No.
No. Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So, and again, please like and share all the shows here at Goes Radio.
I had hiccups.
Sallie and I will be back here on Thursday. And Thursday is the first day you can start voting for the Best of Long Island. Derek Mutispaw is made the nominations. We made the nomination for Best Radio Station. And we're going to discuss that on Thursday. We'll tell you how you can vote, where to find it, all that good stuff. So join us Thursday. That's our next time back here. Again, No Rhyme, No Reason tonight at 6:30. Domestic Disturbance tonight at 9:30. Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And then we're back here Thursday morning at 11. Everybody have a great time, and we'll see you Thursday. Bye, everybody.